in order to be successful.
It will be Bailey Cox and the Dogs to serve first here on the road. Kerr immediately setting Raven Chase. It's blocked back. And Janasia Moore, her first involvement, picking right back up where she left off.
Absolutely, and we just talked about her. I mean, first point, there she goes. We're going to see a lot of that tonight.
Tied a career high in the win against Florida, 23 kills, hit 388 from the floor. Fantastic numbers. Has been so dynamic from Ohio State. Reeve Rackamon out of the portal. Morgan Fingal from the back row now for Tennessee. And Hagen will give Tennessee a free ball. Chance for Kerr. Moore, dug wide. Janasia Moore, already a pair of kills.
That was straight power. She dominated that libero. There was nobody inside. The block was nowhere to be found.
Back-to-back swings. Caroline Kerr, the freshman setter, finding her. Tough for any libero. Bailey Cox, one of the best in the conference. Tennessee so far in a good group to start set.
Absolutely, and they're serving tough, and that's exactly what we talked about. They got to serve tough to keep Georgia out of system, and that's what they're doing right now.
Tennessee's libero Yolanis Torres to serve. Just got the ace, SEC Defensive Player of the Week last week. In the back row, that's Erica Lovett. No hands at the front line for Georgia. The Bulldogs on the board.
That's a great swing. She's really mixing it up. Caroline Kerr is with her set. She's moving the ball all around, so she's making those defenders on Georgia really work for what they have to do.
79th meeting between these two schools. A lot of history. Tennessee 46 wins. 24 of them have been here in Knoxville. That's a good serve from Georgia's end. Tennessee just having to thrust it over. Granberry in the middle for Tennessee. Brower sets it high, blocked back, but out of play. Point towards Georgia.
That was a great ball. Again, she went behind the setter, so that's opening up the net, the attack, so that she can make Tennessee work on defense.
Moore sent back. Fisher got a hand in the middle. Other try for Moore. Very active here in set one. Finds an open spot on the court. Back row.
I love that. Go right back to her. She got a block. They got it up. Went right back to her, and she got the job done. As a setter, that's what I would love to do, is set my hitters back to back and see what they could do with it.
Tennessee leads the SEC 14.59 kills per set. First of the conference in hitting percentage. Janasia Moore adding her, pairing her with Morgan Fingal. Big reason why. Swing from the left side. Estelle Haugen gets the kill for Georgia.
That's a great out-of-system swing. Really, in those types of situations, you want to swing high and for hands. You're really just trying to hit their hands so that it bounces off a different way.
Haugen, the sophomore outside hitter, getting the starting nod in this one. Hit it at a really high level in a loss Sunday against Missouri on the road. Had 8 kills, but hit 400. Was a bright spot in that loss.
Oh.
Georgia barely able to get it over. Feeding the middle is Kerr. She finds Granberry. Tennessee point.
Granberry with a big swing. That's what I love about middles, is that they work hard. You'll see her getting off the net and then being available to get that big swing, and the setter sets her up. Caroline does, and it's a great swing.
Granberry, the sophomore middle, 1.75 kills per set. Ashley King hits the net, service error. Counteracts the ace that Tennessee got earlier in the set. Set one, typically both teams able to get a feel of one another. Both teams bring a really good service game into this match. Granberry, another set, right to the middle. Granberry taking no waste, her second kill.
Granberry being dominant in the middle right there. And then Raven Chase is going to come in. You're going to see a lot more slides, so hitting behind the setter with Raven Chase. So that'll be the differences between the two middles on Tennessee.
Took Tennessee a while, but they now are at a point where all of their middles are healthy. They have a full rotation here for the last few weeks for the first time this season. Swing is wide. The the Bulldogs. Casey Evans misfires on the cross-court attempt.
Casey Evans is a go-to player for Georgia. You're going to see her get a lot of sets.
Eckler at the service line for Tennessee. Brower sets the back row. Fisher dug out well. Caroline Kerr was there. Huge back row swing. It's in. Sophie Fisher. Not a common spot you see her, but again, she can score from all ends of the court.
Absolutely, and that's what makes her so dominant, is being able to score out of system, just like that ball was, from the back line. That was unbelievable.
Already a pair of kills for Sophie Fisher. That leads this Georgia squad here in the early going. Morgan Fingal looking to get involved. No touch from the Bulldogs. It's long. Georgia takes the point.
She's just working her way in. She'll be just fine.
Morgan Fingal, fantastic right side. In her 5th year from Fairfax, Virginia, leads the team 4.14 kills per set. Love it. Off hands for Georgia. Brower sets the right side. It was Blakely. Brower right to the middle. The freshman, Cece Gooch, gets involved. A freshman who has really had to step up this year for Georgia.
Yeah, Coach Tom Black talked about her a little bit and how she's had to really step into this role. I know they've had some injuries they've dealt with, things like that, and she has really come to her own, and she's really owning that position, and he's excited to see the growth that she'll have in her career.
Coach Tom Black says she's getting better and better with each week. Already one kill here early in set one between these two. Free ball for Tennessee. Kerr. Now free ball for Georgia. Brower to the middle. There's Gooch again. Back-to-back gets.
Right now it's a lot of out-of-system plays. You're seeing them diving. You're seeing them all over the court. And so it's really hard to set up their in-system hits. And so right now we're just seeing everybody scramble. So this is it. We're in for a good game, I think.
4 straight points for the Bulldogs here in set one on the road. 5 kills so far from the middles, Gooch and Fisher. Fingal looking to end the run. What a dig from Brower. Evans, yes, Georgia on a tear.
Absolutely, they came out with a vengeance and they're ready to play. They have done their scouting reports, they've looked at it, they know what to do, and right now they're being successful.
Fingal had a lot of power on that cross-court attempt, but Brower, the junior setter, picked it out and set up Evans beautifully. Another diving get from Brower. Tennessee will work with the free ball. Torres a bit long, though, on that touch. Georgia's going to capitalize.
Georgia's being super scrappy, and for a team like Tennessee who's used to being dominant on the net, you know, it kind of gets in your head. They got to work through it just a little bit because it's frustrating when people are digging your balls that you're constantly putting down.
6 straight points for Georgia. Comes to an end. That service error. Much needed get from Tennessee. They'll take it any way they can.
Absolutely. And that's kind of what you want. When you're in a situation like that, you just want to take a deep breath, restart, and that's what we're about to do right now.
Kristen, what is that feeling in set one? You're seeing an opponent for the first time this season. You've played a lot of matches, but it's just that feeling out process, correct?
Yeah, it is. And the more, you know, you do all your scouting reports, you do everything you can, but you don't really know until you're in the moment. And so that's what this is right now. You see a lot of back and forth in the beginning of games. And so we'll see them start to settle, either team, and we'll see who rises to the top.
Service here on the other end for Morgan Fingal in Tennessee. So right back to Georgia. Evans to serve. Row attempt from Fingal off hands. Brower up high and snuck through. Another kill for the Bulldogs. Estelle Hagen, sophomore. Standings last year at a point now. Flip the script to this year. They're fighting on the bubble right now. This is a huge chance to boost their resume, as already mentioned.
Absolutely. I mean, they really need this win in order to prove how good they are. And they are a good team. They just need to be consistent with how good they are.
Georgia Bulldog team have picked up some big wins this season. They've had ups and downs in a position where they can still achieve what they want to in the postseason. They're just at that point where you have to pull out wins on the road in tough environments like this. You have to dig down deep.
Absolutely. In the end of the season, this is when the big times matter, the big games matter, and this is when you need to win. And that's what they're trying to do here.
He was very candid before the game, saying, I don't think we match up well. I don't think anyone matches up well with this Tennessee team. Very focused on his own team. How can we execute the little moments? Not so much worried about the power Tennessee possesses, the experienced hitters. Just what can we do in this game to get the edge?
Absolutely, and I think that's a good way to look at it, is really if you can focus on yourself, hey, what can we do? I'm not worried about what I can't control, which is Tennessee. I'm worried about what I can control, and that's what he's exactly doing with this team.
So far, so good here in set one. Raven Chase a bit long from Tennessee off the slide. That's an attack error on the Lady Vols. Point for the Bulldogs. Tennessee hitting just 130 compared to Georgia's 429 in set one. Other chance for Chase. That one slammed shut.
Again, Caroline Kerr going back-to-back to Raven Chase. Again, that's what I love. I love to see him go back-to-back because right after they hit it, or they miss that hit, they want it back, and that's when they're definitely going to put it down, and that's exactly what Raven Chase did. Graduate
transfer from Eastern Michigan as Raven Chase has really stepped up big late in the season. After missing some time early, good response from the Bulldogs. Estelle Hagen making the most of this start tonight so far. It's kill number 3.
Georgia's just chipping away a little at a time. And over time, that becomes a bigger and bigger gap. And so right now, Tennessee's really got to start to focus in and get these passes, get in system.
Bulldogs hitting at 467 in set one. They have had their way offensively. That's a net violation, that time on the Bulldogs. Tennessee capitalizes on a mistake. They need a run of their own.
We haven't seen much from Morgan Fingal yet, but again, you will see her. So I think as the game progresses, she'll be the person that kind of rises to the top.
Color for Haugen again. Torres high in the air, Fingal just pushing it over. There is kill number 1 for Morgan Fingal. She's 9 away from 1,500 in her career.
Which is a large feat to be able to do 1,500 kills.
Fingal coming off a good performance this time last week at Florida. 17 kills, 8 digs, 5 blocks as well. So committed on the defensive end just as much as she is a threat offensively. That is the danger of Sophie Fisher that time. Off the slide, wherever you want her, she usually can capitalize.
Absolutely. Georgia's really getting those hard, sharp angles right now, and it's really hard for Tennessee to defend. And that's what we're seeing is the defenders aren't there, so they're hitting that hard angle.
Haugen to serve. She has 11 aces this year. Looking for 12. Got Tennessee well out of system there. Free ball chance for Fisher. Almost automatic here in set one.
Absolutely. She is their go-to. Exactly what we said. You're going to see her hitting all over the court. Right now, Tennessee has got to get in system. They're not passing well. Their defense hasn't, everything's off the 10-foot line. So we really got to hone in so that we can run their full offense.
Fisher averaging 4 kills a set. She has 4 in set one. Blocked back and out of play. Tennessee steals one back. Lady Vols, they haven't been successful in terms of hit percentage numbers compared to Georgia, but they're still in this set, Kristen.
Absolutely. I mean, the first set, you're, like we talked about, you're really just working through those little things. You do the scouting reports, you do all those things, but until you're in the game, you don't really understand. And so Tennessee right now, they're just doing what they can to stay in it and then playing for the next games.
Brower back set for Fisher, blocked wide. Sophie Fisher, so tough to get a hand on it. Still has so much velocity on each swing. That one goes wide.
Absolutely. They're getting hands on it, which is great. As a coach, that's what you want to see. Okay, first you get hands on it. Second off, we got to place those hands better. We got to back into the court.
No blocks for either side in set one. Kerr to the middle. Awkward feed for Granberry. Still gets over. Casey Evans, pitcher perfect placement again for Georgia. Offense is cruising.
They are finding the court. Everywhere that Tennessee is not, that's where they're going to hit. So Tennessee right now in this timeout really has to evaluate what they're going to do in order to step up tonight.
And Tennessee, the 10th ranked team in the country, in a great spot where they want to host a first and second round game, but their eyes right now are still set on potentially at least getting a share of the SEC title. Georgia at a spot where winning an SEC title doesn't feel realistic at this point, but again, they want to get back to the NCAA tournament. See how Tennessee can respond after the timeout from Yves Racquemois. Fingal at the net. That's pushed back from Georgia. Free ball now for the Dogs. Brower for Evans. There's a first block of the game. Fingal, Chase involved.
Big block. I don't think you can fully understand how big the block between Raven Chase and Morgan Fingal is. And sitting right here on the court, you can see just how big it is, and that was unstoppable.
Tennessee 12 blocks last Friday in the win at Florida. That was a difference. Tennessee's defense has been fantastic down the stretch. They need more of that. But Georgia, again, they haven't made too many mistakes from an offensive standpoint.
They haven't. And the biggest thing that they're doing right now is, yes, they lose a point here or there, but they get it right back. And in volleyball, a game of momentum is how you play. And right now, Georgia has that momentum.
Clara Brower at the service line. 30 aces on the year. Love it. Off balance. Got it over. Impressive maneuver from Erica Lovett. Unconventional kill.
That was not pretty, but it doesn't matter. Whatever gets the point. You got to do what you got to do.
One of those freeze frame moments midair, you just have to make a split-second decision. Erica Lovett gets the job done, keeps Tennessee within 4. Fingal looking to get on a run from the service line. Power to the middle, and that's blocked wide as Gooch was able to get it over. Tennessee not directed the way they wanted it.
Yeah, you're seeing a lot of Tennessee right now. Their hands aren't shaped back into the court, and so that's what I would say as a coach. You really need to be intentional of where your hands are when you're blocking.
Kerr, back set for Fingal. Dug well wide. No stopping that swing from Morgan Fingal.
Absolutely dominant. She had the power. She had that full swing. There's not much you can do. I mean, a defender was there, but she wasn't going to get it.
Good effort from Clara Brower. Not many in this conference in the nation are going to stop that. Swing from Fingal. Service error, though, gives it right back to Georgia. As you mentioned, they've been able to side out effectively.
And that's the biggest thing right now with Tennessee is they're breathing. They're like, all right, here we go. And then all of a sudden, Georgia comes back, or there's an error, or anything. They're siding out.
Haley Cox to serve. Her up high for Moore. Moore will take that. 5 kills. That's Tennessee's leader in set 1.
And that's what, it was an out-of-system swing. All she could do was swing high. She swung high, and luckily the defender touched it. It very well could have been going out.
Get 23 kills, tied a career high last week against the Gators. Off to a good start in set 1. But again, the Bulldogs siding out just like that on the right side. Krista Blakely getting involved.
Right now we're looking at side-out percentage. Georgia's siding out at 70% and Tennessee only 56%. That right there, that stat alone on a stat sheet is what tells you who wins and who loses. You can look at any other stat and you can't really know who wins and loses, but that stat alone you can see who will win that game.
It has been an impressive set 1 for the Bulldogs here on the road tonight. They are 2 points away from taking an early advantage. That is blocked wide. Tennessee to say in this set, Morgan Fingal, that is kill number 4 for her.
Absolutely. There's time to come back. Tennessee can definitely come back in this game, but it's going to be every point. You can't let Georgia go back-to-back.
Inside out has been a strength for Georgia in this set. Lady Vols need a run. Brower to the middle. Tennessee back over. Moore, Crafty. Haugen blocked back, kept alive. Fisher That's why Tennessee back-to-back gets. They're within 3.
And here comes Tennessee. This is when they're getting ready, and we got a NCAA tournament to be able to fight back in those tough games.
Tom Black able to talk it over with his crew. Lady Vols have cut Georgia's advantage to 3. Caroline Kerr at the service line. Fisher, the go-to, so dynamic. That's kill number 7 for her in just the first set.
Absolutely, she is dominant, like we said, all over the court. And right now, she can do no wrong. She's swinging anywhere, and it's a kill. Tennessee's got to figure out how to stop her.
It is set point for the Bulldogs. They will have a string of them to come. Haugen on the serve. That is long and wide. Service back to Tennessee.
Tennessee's still in this. It feels like they're not, but even just give them momentum into the second game. Let's get a few points here. Let's start this next game stronger.
Can Georgia shut the door in the set? They're on the road. Janisha Moore at the line. There's Brower, Evans. Kerr was there. Fingal, off hands. Another try for Morgan Fingal. That's a kill. Tennessee back within 2. Fingal, that's her 5th.
And with her expertise, you know, for as long as she's been here, played with this Tennessee program, she's the person you want to go to when the score is 22-24. So we'll see if we get to see her go back again.
Moore over. Fisher just drops it over. Georgia takes set 1. We saw the power from Fisher. The nice touch to close it down.
Absolutely. And that's what Georgia's doing. Both Tennessee and Georgia, they're throwing in a little. Got to put those hands back into the court so the ball's going into the court to keep play happening and hopefully get some more blocks.
Bulldogs take set 1 on the road. Again, last week, beginning of the month, Georgia swept Arkansas, top 10 team. At home was the big difference there. A little bit easier when you're at the Stegman Coliseum, but did sweep a very impressive Arkansas team that swept this Lady Vol team. So again, as we mentioned, Georgia has the tools to beat any team in this conference. They've shown it. They also had a top 10 team earlier in the year against Georgia Tech. And it feels like Bulldogs are really peaking at the right time. They've won 5 of their last 7.
Absolutely, and what they're doing right now is they're stringing great plays together back to back. And that's what you want to see in good teams. You want to see them play as consistent as possible, because if you have a team who's all over the place, you're not going to be successful in the end. But right now, Georgia is climbing towards the end of the season, which is exactly what you want to see.
Start slow out of the gates in SEC play. Georgia just 1-4 after 5 games. Obviously losses to Florida, Kentucky, and Auburn. Those are tough games. They've been able to get in a bit of a groove as the crew looks like they're getting the ball ready to go. We're all set to roll in set 2. Tom Black, though, very complimentary of his team for growing each week. Passing game's gotten better. Middles have stepped up. Service has been a little bit more fluid. As a service error to start for the Lady Vols. Georgia out in front, point 1.
That's not what you want to see as a Tennessee team who didn't have the momentum in game 1, and then the first point you lose the momentum again. So we'll see how they respond the rest of this game.
Anna Julia Bleeker, redshirt freshman at the service line, 15 aces for her. And that's long, so a pair of service aces to start the set.
You're going to see a lot of errors in teams that really try to serve aggressive. And that's what comes with it, because if you give them a lollipop over the net, then they're just going to hammer it back down in your throat. So they are being aggressive, and sometimes that means errors.
Yeah, Georgia's second in the SEC, 1.78 aces per set. They serve aggressive. Haugen on the left side, picking right back up where she left off. That's kill number 4 for her.
Again, that's that sharp angle that you're seeing. What's happening is the setter is setting the ball a little bit inside the net, so they're able to swing that sharp, hard cross, which Tennessee's not there to defend.
Haugen getting an extended role as a sophomore. 18 kills in a September match against Florida. Brower dumps it over herself. Crafty move from the center.
Absolutely. That is, as a defender too, it's so deflating to see the setter do it, but I was a setter and I love to do it. But as a defender, it's so frustrating, and that's what Georgia's just getting in their head right now.
For how good the hitters hit in set one, you have to key in on that. Not that you can forget about Brower, but you're not expecting that for how well those hitters hit.
Absolutely. I mean, that opens up to be able to let the setter dump, things like that, is when your hitters are so successful. She can throw that in. She's probably going to be successful every now and then.
Service error flips things back Tennessee's way. Caroline Kerr, setter for the Lady Vols to serve. It's been very impressive, her first playing year with Tennessee. Sophie Fisher, again, she kicks off her account in set two.
It looks like right now Tennessee's block isn't getting set. They're running super fast tempo, so it's hard for those middles to get where they need to go on Tennessee's side. And so that's why you're seeing a lot of mishits on the block.
Just one block for Tennessee. It's the third service error for Georgia already in the set.
Again, they have to be aggressive in order to beat this Tennessee team, and that's what they're doing. Again, you're going to see more. Let's see how Tennessee responds.
A tactic that Arkansas used when they came to Knoxville and faced Lady Volunteers. You have so many good hitters, veteran hitters. Any way you can throw them out of system, out of order is going to be a win for you, correct?
Absolutely. You know, regardless of what that is, you want to get them out of system. That's the whole goal of volleyball. Is you want the other team to be out of system, you want to be in system. Right now, Georgia's doing just that.
Service errors on both ends of the court in this set. In the middle, Granberry trying to get her activated. She got it through.
Absolutely. And it's really hard to get your middles into the play when you're not passing that well. That was a great pass, so it allowed Kerr to set Granberry in the middle, which will be successful if they can get that passing.
Third kill for Kiki Granberry. Sophomore middle, Winter Garden, Florida. Abby Eckler on the serve. Evans blocked back. That's what you want to see from Tennessee. They got the hands directed. Block number 2 for them.
Absolutely. And so that was a really fast tempo offense, but Raven Chase was there. She was ready. Her hands were perfect placing. Ball went down.
Eckler's serve finds that back left corner. That's an ace.
That's a great serve. You want to stay away from the libero, but right now what she's doing is she's trying to serve it from behind the setter's head. So the setter's having to receive it from behind her head, which is a really hard angle to set at.
12th ace on the year for Abby Eckler. Back to the libero, served right back over on a platter for Chase.
This is what Tennessee needs. They need to string these little points together, and that's what they're doing right now. And again, Tom Blick is hearing it too. We'll see a different Tennessee team on this next side of the game.
Eckler still at the service line. Tom Black called the timeout, looking to regroup. Bulldog team hasn't spent much of this match so far tonight, trailing. Bingle, dug out from Cox. Back row attack, somehow kept alive from the Bulldogs. Unbelievable effort. Cox is everywhere. There's Kerr, back set Fingal. Tennessee wins the rally. Back and forth.
And that's what you love to see. These types of games are so fun to watch when it's just relentless effort on defense, and that's what we're seeing right now. And then, of course, Morgan Fingal ends it for
kill number 6 for Morgan Fingal. 5 straight points for the Lady Vols. Almost another ace. They get another block. Number 3, make it 6 in a row for the whole team.
You can feel the momentum shift. You can see the faces of Georgia right now is changing. You know, they were super dominant, and now they're kind of like, okay, what do we need to do? And you're seeing that shift take place right now.
Abby Eckler, impressive stretch from the service line for Tennessee. Keeps going right back to the libero Cox. And that is a net violation on the Bulldogs. Tennessee capitalizes again.
Absolutely, she's been dominant in serving. Again, she's serving the libero. You would never think to do that, but again, it's working for this Tennessee team right now.
7 consecutive for Abby Eckler at the service line. Again, another good serve. Almost a free ball that time for Tennessee. It was just tapped over. The Bulldogs finally bring that Tennessee run to a close.
Absolutely. We're going to see a lot of those kind of, big hit, and then they'll tip it, throw it in there a little bit just to mix it up, and that's what Georgia's trying to do right now.
Good serve over. Fingal. Yes. 7 kills for Morgan Fingal. Hitting over 300 for the match.
We didn't see much of her in set 1, but right now we're seeing a lot of Morgan Fingal.
And when Tennessee is successful, Morgan Fingal typically a huge anchor. That time from the line is long. Tennessee has won 7 of the last 9 points. Did not spend much of set 1 out in front. Cocks it to the net. Another service error for Georgia. Both teams 7 service errors in this match up to this point, but 2 aggressive serving teams.
Absolutely. And that is, again, that's what you're going to see is a lot of errors. But right now they're happening in not great times for Georgia.
For how well Eckler served the ball, you're going to give and take some of those errors previously for a service run like that. Fisher is blocked back. First time Tennessee has really got to her. Janaisha Moore.
And Raven Chase a part of that as well. And what I love to see is the bench, how excited the bench got. There's nothing better to celebrate than a huge block, especially against Georgia's #1 player, Sophie Fisher.
And that's an ace. Another one for Tennessee. That is their 4th of this match. Erica Lovett claims that one. It is all Tennessee here in set 2. A bit longer.
And the interesting thing is Morgan Fingal and Janaisha Moore played club volleyball together. So that's a really cool connection that they've already had that they didn't have to get used to.
Chemistry already there between the two. Fresh out of the break. Brower to Fisher in the middle. That's dug up from Lovett. Back to Fisher. What a dig from Erica Lovett. Moore off hands. Not dug out. Point for Tennessee, but credit that dig from Erica Lovett, saving that rally.
Absolutely. And in the first game, that's what you were seeing with Georgia. Georgia was unstoppable on defense, and so it was really frustrating Tennessee's team. But now the books have flipped. Now Tennessee's the team that's being the defensive team.
Tennessee has been so good defensively here in this back half of SEC play. Leading SEC in SEC play in digs per set at over 100 of them in that win against Florida.
And right now we're just seeing Georgia not being able to string those really high-level plays together. And Tennessee's creeping up, and Georgia's not able to sustain that level they did in the first set.
Fisher back to the go-to. That's blocked again. Janaisha Moore, Raven Chase combo making life difficult for Fisher.
What a block. And Georgia, that's your go-to player. So when that happens, you're kind of at a loss for words, especially as a setter. You're like, where do I go now?
5 straight points for Tennessee. Lovett goes long, and finally that stretch is erased. But it has been all lady balls. It seemed like Fisher wasn't going to miss in set 1. Really good adjustments from Tennessee.
Absolutely. Tennessee's block has gotten much improved since that set 1. You know, they're really being mindful of where their hands are located, how quickly they're getting up, and you can see the results right now.
Tennessee just 1 block in the first set. They've got 4 now in set 2. Moore, undeniable, making it look easy. Defense, offense, whatever you want from her tonight.
Absolutely. She is the go-to player. This is who you want to see. This is who you want to watch. I love watching her because she's so powerful, but also she's great out of system. She's great in system. She's a fun player to watch. 7
kills for her now. In this set. Haugen, a free ball for Tennessee. Did not get it around the antenna. Point Lady Balls.
Tennessee is really putting the pressure on them, whether it's serving, swinging, defense, anything it is. Right now, Tennessee is really dominating.
A lot Juanes Torres to serve, the Tennessee libero. That's into the net. Their service error for Tennessee, that's their 9th.
Usually as a coach, that's what you want to see. You want to see one super aggressive serve, then you have the choice. Do I want to go super aggressive again, or do I want to take it back a little bit? And they're staying aggressive.
Haugen from the line. Georgia looking for a run, but Janae Shamor, she keeps playing like this. It's going to make it difficult for the Bulldogs to get momentum back.
Absolutely. And she's really just opening the net for all the other Tennessee hitters to be successful, because now Georgia's worried about her, but they can go anywhere they want to go right now, and they're scoring.
Serve from Kerr. Brower dumps it over. Right back to Moore. That one's blocked back. First block of the night for Georgia. Sophie Fisher is there.
That's a great stop that you want to see. You want to take a breath. You want to take a stop. You want to be able to get that ball back. Right now they're setting more because the setter up there is blocking, and so that's the mix match that you want to see.
Dingle blocked back. That's set over the net. And slam shut from Brower, the setter, getting involved in the net.
Nothing better than a setter kill. Those you live for, those overpasses.
Brower takes advantage. Georgia has cut things back to single digits. Uphill battle to go still. Good serve from Fisher, and a free ball for Georgia. Starting to click now, the Bulldogs. To the middle, picked out from Torres. Fingal, easy does it.
She can do it all. She can do in system, she can do out of system, she can do tough swing, she can do tips, and it's successful.
Put it right where Georgia was not. And you're right about it, Kristen. Moore playing the way she can. You can't forget still about Morgan Fingal on the right side. That is the matchup nightmare that Tom Black talked about before this game. And that is blocked down, but on Tennessee's side, Fisher somehow cued it right in between the hands of the net.
That's the biggest difference that we're seeing right now is the block between Tennessee. They're really stepping up in that category, and it's obviously paying off for them because it's making Georgia just frustrated.
Tennessee goes into the net. Back to 10, but again, Lady Volunteers well on their way in set 2. Back set for Fingal. What a dig from Bailey Cox. Kept it alive. Chance on the free ball for Tennessee. Love it. She gets it through. Everyone joining in on this parade in set 2 for Tennessee.
And that's the fun part right now is Caroline Kerr can really set anywhere on the net, and they are successful right now. You're seeing Georgia's middle blocker having a hard time reading where she's going, so it's allowing those hitters to have one-on-ones basically.
Fantastic response from the 10th ranked team in the country after dropping set 1, your own environment. They have turned things around in a flash. Brower to Evans. Another block for Tennessee. Fingal. Raven Chase there again. Set 2 has been all about the block.
And I talked about it in the first set, but until you're on the court and you see just how big Morgan Fingal and Raven Chase's block is, it's pretty unbelievable.
6 blocks in the set alone for Tennessee, and it's set point. Off hands into the net. Georgia sticks around for one more.
And that's what you want to do. You want to take away 1 point at a time. And Georgia's really just trying to frustrate Tennessee. At this point, they're probably going to lose, but you want a little bit of momentum going into that third set.
Georgia still holding the advantage 1-0. Casey Evans serve. Middle. Love it. Tennessee cruises in set 2. And they knot things up at one apiece. Huge response. To credit Eve Rackamwatt, her coaching staff and this team to make adjustments after set one. It felt like Georgia was going to have their way every single swing. That was not the case in set two. Tennessee looking to carry that momentum the rest of the match.
Absolutely, and that's exactly what you want to start off with right there, is a kill to gain that momentum, to carry it through to the rest of the set.
Raven Chase has had a fantastic match as well. She's got 4 kills and has been a part of 6 total blocks. Georgia on the board in the set. Good news is for Lady Bulldogs is they can flush set 2 out of the way. We're still even, one apiece.
Absolutely, and that's a way to reset your brain, kind of as a player, as a coach. It's 1-1. Yeah, they had the momentum the second game, but this is a brand new game, starting at 0.
Back set to Chase off the slide. Raven Chase. Huge pickup out of the portal for Tennessee from Eastern Michigan. Didn't get her for that early portion of the season. Almost like a free agent pickup here at the end of the year.
Absolutely. And the cool thing that you see between the two Tennessee middles is their strengths are 2 different things. Granberry's great in the middle. Raven Chase is great behind the setter, where Granberry hits that really good ball in front of the setter.
Fisher is wide. So accurate in that first set, finding her spots. A bit wide that time. Had some trouble from the middle with the Tennessee block. Went back to the slide, couldn't connect.
Yeah, I think the block is a little bit frustrating for her right now.
Set up for Fisher, that time down the middle, no problem. So she gets on the board here for set 3.
Big swing by Sophie Fisher. Just hitting it out, then you give that ball right back to her to see what she can do, and she puts it down.
Fisher only 1 kill after she had 8 in set 1. 1 kill in set 2. She's now up to 10, her first kill of set 3. Evans gets it over. Hold on point. All square at 3 here in the set.
And right now we're going point for point. So you're not really seeing momentum right now. You don't know who's got it because it is 3-3 and it's so early in the set. A lot can happen from now. But right now Georgia's doing a great job responding to Tennessee's offense.
Casey Evans season high 27 kills on Sunday for Georgia at Missouri. It was a loss, but 27 kills for Casey Evans. Tennessee's done a good job of keeping her relatively quiet. Evans only 4 kills, hitting in the negative so far. Fisher off the slide. Tough for Kerr to dig out. It skews wide. Sophie Fisher starting to build back up some of that set 1 momentum she had.
These are the fun games that you see. When it's point for point, it's going back and forth. These are the games you want to be a part of.
Granberry in the middle. That's blocked back. Georgia haven't had a lot of those in this match. Just their second. The middle wins that battle.
Absolutely. You're seeing Caroline Kerr spread the ball evenly, but right there you'll see Georgia's middle blocker was ready for it, along with their setter Brower.
Fisher at the service line. Bulldogs have the advantage in the set. Bingle. Kerr up for more. She's been so good. Leads the Tennessee team now at 9 kills.
Absolutely. She is the person you're going to go to when you need that point. When it's on the line, you need that momentum shift. You need that point towards the end of the game. It's Janae Jamor, and she's showing up tonight.
Hitting 500 from the floor. Steps to the service line. Evans picked up from Torres, reigning SEC Defensive Player of the Week. Fingal thought she hit off hands. They reversed that decision. Indeed it did go off hands. Point for Tennessee. Tom Black going to challenge.
We'll see what happens with this challenge.
Initially it was ruled point for Georgia, and then very quickly corrected that was off hands for the Bulldogs from our perspective.
Because right now is when that momentum starts to build. And so Georgia wanted that point to start gaining points so that in the end, they can kind of carry that momentum. But right now, it's Tennessee on top.
Replay stands with the original call. And there was a touch at the net on Georgia. Point stays with Tennessee. Lady Vols by 1. That is a service error, so it flips it right back to Georgia anyways.
Honestly, that was a smart call for Tom Black, just to even throw that so that you can kind of have a mini timeout. Even though it's not a timeout, you get to kind of regroup, talk to the team, and see what we can do better.
This is a extremely decisive third set. Both teams have thrown a punch. Granberry from the middle. Tennessee back in front.
Those are fun to watch. She's great with that quick ball right in front of the setter, and it's effective right now.
Eckler from the service line, a big part of Tennessee getting out to a major lead in set 2. Went on a 7-0 stretch from the service line. There's another ace for her. Abby Eckler has served tough. That's her 3rd ace of this match.
And she comes in and she is effective on that back line. And you see her aiming straight for the libero again.
Back to the same spot. Evans. Back to her. And a net violation is going to be the call on Tennessee. Point Georgia. Side out from Georgia there. Sends Eckler away from the service line. Back set from Kerr. Fingal right off the hands, right off the block. Point for Tennessee.
That was a great set, great swing. You could see Caroline Kerr was pushed a little bit forward, but she was able to shoot that ball back. Give a great set to Morgan Fingal, who ultimately finished that point.
Lady Vols hitting .426 on the match. Again, hit .265 a set ago. From the middle, what a swing. Massive kill for Casey Evans.
That was a huge swing, and you can see the momentum and the power that brought the team back. That was big for Casey Evans. She's been, a little bit here and there in this game, but she's making a name for herself right now.
Had the Tennessee defense frozen as she sliced it right up the middle. Her up high for Fingal. Sneaks it right through. That's the second time Fingal has just pushed it off the block.
Absolutely. And that was the exact same set that you saw Evans hit on the other side. Caroline Kerr was like, well, I'm going to try it on this side. And it was effective on her as well.
A pair of experienced hitters from both ends. That is what is fun about this matchup. Some big-time hitters on both sides. Georgia wins the point right back in 4th set here in the 3rd.
Just a powerful swing. Again, Torres was there for Tennessee, but there was nothing that she could do because it was so powerful.
Redshirt freshman Bleeker, Coach Tom Black, really like to utilize the freshman from the service line this season. Fingal again from the back row. You can't stop her right now.
You can't stop her anywhere on the court, whether it's in the front row, the back row, no matter where she's at. They even tried to have a triple block up. I wouldn't say that was a successful triple block, but they're really working hard, but she's finding a way.
Morgan Fingal, 12 kills on the night. She's now exceeded 1,500 kills for her Tennessee career. And that is wide.
The Final Four, and those are the goals that they have for this Tennessee team this year.
Fingal's such a good story, was really struggling to get in the rotation as a sophomore, worked really hard during that COVID year that was split between fall and spring, and just came out a different player that spring session, and then the rest, obviously, history, what she's been able to do back for this 5th year.
I know Coach Ibrahim Watt has talked about her leadership and how great she is as a leader. And so that's just a cool story that you want to follow that person who's worked so hard to get where she is right now.
Moore sneaks it over. Georgia all out of sorts. Fisher still almost won the point, but off hands is Granberry. Good communication for the Lady Volunteers to get the point.
I don't think people truly understand how hard middles work in these games, because sometimes they kind of go unnoticed, but if you watch her right there, she ran all the way across the net to be available for Caroline Kerr, and she got that point.
Kerr at the line. Fisher on the slide, dug out from Lovett, dumped over. Fisher from the middle this time. That time Lovett can't dig it out like the first. And it's a point, Georgia. Fisher, maybe you can get her once, but it's hard to get her multiple times in the same rally.
Absolutely.
Moore sends it through. Tennessee able to side out quickly.
And what you're seeing right there is the middle is staying with Granberry. You can see. So then it opens up Janasia Moore to have a one-on-one blocker with the setter, Brower, on the other side. And that's who you want to see. You want to see a 5'9" setter matched up as a blocker with Janasia Moore. I would put money on Janasia Moore every time during that matchup.
Brower up for Evans. Down from Ashlyn King. Granberry, central. Georgia can't send it back over. Point for the Lady Vols. Granberry again.
Granberry is really working in this set. And if you ask players on a volleyball team, a lot of discussion is who works the hardest. I would say middles are probably one of those positions, and you can see her working hard.
Out from Kerr, almost used her shoulder there to keep it alive. Free ball for Georgia. Can they capitalize? Send back. Right back over Bulldogs. Not going to be denied on that point.
What a fun swing. That was from Clara Brower, the setter on Georgia's team. Again, as a setter, you live for those overpasses, and so when you get them, you got to take advantage of them.
Brower has connected multiple times at the net. Now she's at the service line. Fingal. Cox got a piece of it. It's still alive. Cox gets it over. Incredible from Georgia. Cox again up. Evans. Fingal. Back row Moore. Great rally from these two. Evans, what a point for the Bulldogs. Earned every bit of it.
Absolutely. And that's what you want to see in a defensive effort. You want to work that hard, and then you want to be rewarded with the point. And that was an unbelievable point by both sides of the net. And then Georgia just finished on top on that one.
Dynamic hustle across the board. Bailey Cox was flying everywhere. Fingal. High off the block. Over from Blakely. Back row, Moore sends it through right down that right side line.
Unbelievable swing. Those are one of those, as a setter, you don't want to know, you don't want the other side to know where you're setting. And on that one, you had no idea where she was going, and it opened up because the blockers didn't know where she was going either.
Eckler back at the service line. 3 aces tonight. In the middle, Tennessee struggled with it. The whistle is 2 touches at the net. Georgia takes the point.
I think as it was coming down, there were a couple touches in there, so that does make sense.
Close set here in the third. Both teams have picked one setup. Who will grab the advantage in the midway point of this one? Lovin at the net. Haugen blocked down from Tennessee. They had 6 of them last set. That's their first of the third.
Again, they are the dynamic duo on that block. There was no chance of that ball even coming over the net. Their arms were so far over the net that it just stayed on Georgia's side and obviously went down.
Fingal and Chase were there. Even Chase has been involved now in 7 different blocks. It's going to be a point on Tennessee. Double touches the call on the Bulldog set.
That's really tough. After you see that momentum play, digging, diving, and then a double call.
A little bit of separation now for Tennessee. They lead by 4. Separation has been hard to come by in this set. Serve from Fingal to the middle. Gooch thrown back. Haugen at the net. Tennessee block. Getting heavily involved here down the stretch.
Absolutely. That is the biggest flip that you have seen in this.
Bulldogs have had some momentum plays of their own in this set. They now need to end this Lady Vol run. As Fingal goes long, good awareness from the Bulldogs. They take a point back.
Georgia's a fun team to watch when they're celebrating. Even a missed serve, you celebrate what you can.
Trying to get momentum back their way. Bailey Cox from the line. Kerr up for Erica Lovett, and that is skewed wide down the line. No touch from Georgia. Bulldogs 2 straight. Just the answer they wanted out of the timeout.
Absolutely. That was an aggressive swing, but just missed.
Georgia within 3. Chase off the slide, and that's blocked down out of play. Raven Chase, another good effort off that slide. Her 6th kill.
You're going to see, like we talked about, she runs a lot behind the setter, so that's why she's placed in the front row with Caroline Kerr, is because she runs off of that 1 foot, which opens up the net to be able to score pin to pin.
Good serve from Tennessee. Kerr over herself. Another slide for Chase. Cox able to pick it up. And that's thrown over from Staunton. Well placed. The 5th-year outside, Erica Staunton.
That was a great swing. That was, by looking at her body, you had no idea where she was going. I thought she was going cross court, but she turned it back and went line, and it was wide open.
Staunton, the graduate transfer from Northeastern. 10 kills in that sweep over Arkansas last week. Moore answers right back. Tennessee by 4.
Moore has a presence on that front row. When she comes around, you know she's on that front row. The other team knows she's there, and she knows she's there, and Caroline Kerr definitely knows she's there because she's giving her the ball.
Fingal and Janisha Moore, each with 12 kills here in set 3. Fisher off the slide, back and forth here now. Georgia was able to talk things through, get things reset since that timeout. Little separation.
And we talked about in the first set about that side out percentage and how important that is. Right now we're looking at Tennessee with that 71% side out and Georgia at 58. Again, that stat alone, you can see who's on top.
Moore. Dug high, dug wide, but still in play for Georgia. They win the point.
That's a hard ball to defend. That's flying from the side, and you just have to really just try and go up and grab it. And a lot of times the people that's on the same side of the net are successful, and that's what you see right there with Sophie Fisher.
Incredible effort. You stack up schedules of Arkansas and Kentucky. Tennessee, from an RPI standpoint, has the easiest schedule, but again, nothing is a gimme in the SEC. Georgia is showing that here. Moore is long. She's been very consistent in this match, hitting 500, but is wide on that attempt.
And now Georgia's back within 1. So right now you're playing a game to 5. First to 25 is what we're getting to, and it's anybody's set at this point.
Crucial set. Both teams knotted at one apiece. Bank set for Fingal. Huge swing, huge kill for Morgan Fingal. 13 of them in the match.
And when you're at 20-20 as a setter, you're no longer trying to just spread the offense. You're going to your go-to players, and that's what we're seeing right now with Morgan Fingal.
Caroline Kerr from the service line. Tennessee with 5 service aces in this match. Sophie Fisher, there's Georgia's go-to. Tennessee found theirs. Bulldogs go Sophie Fisher.
We saw a lot of those types of those block touches in that first set. So that's what Georgia's trying to do, is Georgia's trying to score no matter what it takes, whether it's on the ground, whether it's off hands, and they're being successful right now.
16 kills tonight for Fisher. More. She throws it down. Fingal's not the only one to watch out for.
Moore left no doubt in the minds of everyone in this arena who is here to play, and that's Janasia Moore. Unbelievable swing, so powerful. Even if there was a defender there like we've seen, I don't know if they could get it.
Stars are shining right now. Those crucial moments of this set, maybe of this match up to this point. Evans, a lot of power on that swing. There's Fingal, dug up from Fisher. She's doing it all. Kerr keeps it alive for Tennessee. Fingal again, that's blocked down. Point for Georgia.
That was a great momentum shift. Look at Georgia's celebration alone. They are still in this. Just by watching their reactions to these points, they are still in this match. And Tennessee's really trying to figure out, how can we finish this? And Georgia's making it really hard for them.
Huge block for the Bulldogs. That is their 3rd of this match. Crowd here at the Food City Center getting into it. Fingal blocked back again from Georgia. Back-to-back blocks. We are all square at 23 for this first point after the break. Brower at the service line, all square at 23, and Brower is long. It's going to be set point for the Lady Vols at the service line.
And that's a great timeout by Coach Eve Rackamwatt. Again, you want to ice that server, and she did exactly what you wanted to do. She missed the serve, and so now Tennessee's on top. Can they finish it?
Tennessee has their best server at the line, Abby Eckler, with 3 aces tonight. For set point here in the 3rd. Middle. Kerr. Fingal. Got it. Tennessee grinds out the 3rd set. They take the advantage.
This environment is electric right now. What a fun game to be a part of.
Morgan Fingal, her 14th kill. That 3rd set made things very interesting towards the stretch. The home team able to really grit and grind out a very decisive 3rd set to take the advantage. Blakely to kick things off. On the right side, Georgia out in front, starts set 4.
That's a great swing from Blakely. Tom Black talked about her in his pregame interview, kind of just about, she's a really raw player, but has so much more room for development. And I believe she has another year with them, but she is a transfer. And she's coming here and she's making a difference.
Now Julia Bleeker at the service line. With Tom Black in that huddle, Kristen, what do you tell your team? As Caroline Kerr hits the net, point Georgia. What do you tell your team to motivate them? We've dropped the last 2 sets. We're so close there in the 3rd. We've got to have this one.
Absolutely. The biggest thing is you've got to stay consistent. This Georgia team, that first game, they were super consistent, super dominant, and then all of a sudden they were having ups and downs and letting Tennessee come back. So that's what I would tell my team is, man, we've got to stay the course. We have practiced, we've trained, we got to stay in.
How about Raven Chase? She's having herself a night. That's her 7th kill. She's got 8 blocks. Puts Tennessee on the board here in the set.
Absolutely. She is making a difference to this Tennessee team. on that slide. She's hitting all the way to the pin. She's hitting right behind the setter. She's really versatile in the way she's swinging, and so it's opening up the net.
Set from Brower, Fisher over. Moore, good dig. Mallory Downing there. Torres on the other end for Tennessee. Good rally. Cox with the dig. Free ball for Tennessee. Kerr, love it. That's dug up from Cox again. Fisher, Georgia wins the point.
Wow, Georgia has proven to be that team that will not stop. And that's what you can see. Coach Tom Black, he's not very animated, but just right there, he probably showed the most animation because he loves that about his team, is how hard they work between plays, in plays, everything with that, and they're a fun team to watch, that's for sure.
Bailey Cox having a fantastic night. Libero for Georgia, 13 digs. Such an impact on that point. Kerr to the middle, Kiki Granberry, there's Cox again. Georgia throws it over, almost found an open space on the court just along.
That was wide open too, so if it would have been a little bit short, it would have been open. Georgia right now, you're kind of seeing a different side. Set 3, you can see they didn't really have momentum. They came out with some momentum, even though, you know, they're only up 1 point. It feels like they're up more just by how they're playing right now.
Brower for Evans. And that's in, cross-court kill.
We saw a little face-off through the net right there with Casey Evans. That's fun action right there.
Well, firepower, the experienced hitter. That's her 8th kill. Hitting just 125. Tennessee's done a good job of keeping her under wraps. Looking to get a bit hot from the left side. Here's Evans again. Torres. Misread it. What a save. Love it. Kept it alive. In the middle. Blocked back. Defense wins the point for Tennessee.
What a fun play to see that defensive effort right there. You see Erica Lovett chasing that ball down. Free ball. You got to reset because that's going to be hard. And then a huge block. You can't ask for much more. That's fun volleyball right there.
Granberry and Moore were there. Credit Erica Lovett. A fantastic save. Laid out that back portion. Fisher off hands. Fingal, yes, off hands and in.
Unbelievable. What a great swing. What I'm loving right now is watching the interactions between the two teams. They are giving it their all, and you can see that. They're really trying to fight off each team point for point, and that's why it's 4-4. This is a fun game.
We've talked about it, Chris. You get to this point, no SEC postseason tournament. This feels like a postseason game, and a lot of these games in the SEC have felt like postseason games for a while now, just with teams at the top looking for a title, and then teams on the bubble, middle of the pack like Georgia, looking to get in the tournament. It's a very deep conference. Every night's going to be intense.
Absolutely, and SEC has just gotten better and better over the years as far as volleyball. So to see how many teams are in the top 25 rankings, every game, like you said, is super hard. So they've got to compete and show up. And right now, Tennessee is showing up, and they are showing out.
Morgan Fingal is going about her business right now. 16 kills. Just groups one.
She almost had no block around. She had the whole court to swing at.
And that is not the strategy you want with Morgan Fingal. You want to give her an open lane. Eckler on the serve, and that's long.
Again, watching Georgia celebrate the missed serves, whatever it is, you got to celebrate those because that's what they're trying to keep is momentum on their side. It seems to me like they are a team of momentum, and as long as they can keep it on their side, they can be successful in this set.
Fingal, undeniable right now. How do you stop her if you're Georgia? The block not good enough.
I mean, right now, if she can swing cross she can swing line, she can swing anywhere right now, and it is working for her. She really has a big hole in the block. And right now, Georgia's got to get that middle all the way over to be able to close so they can at least get a touch on the ball so the defense can play it.
Blocked back from Tennessee. Blakely throwing it over. Here's Kerr at the net. CC Gooch wins that battle.
Usually the setter wins those, but right there we didn't see that. Georgia stood strong, went up, was disciplined over the net, and they were able to get that point.
We're staying. Georgia point, no net violation.
That really just gave Tennessee time to take a breath, regroup. They're only up by 1, but again, this Georgia team plays like they're up by more when they are on top.
Still sorting it out, all out. Now we're ready to roll. Break from both ends, and now a reset. Haley Cox to serve for Georgia. The middle, Fingal picked out from Brower. Georgia's going to get it back over. Chance here for Tennessee. Love it. Off hands. Pancake is in from Cox. Not in time.
Great swing. We haven't mentioned Erica Lovett's name as much this game, but really she's consistent. She's always there when you need her. Maybe her numbers aren't as, you know, as big as Morgan Fingal or Janasia Moore, but she is a steady player for this Tennessee team.
Her service into the net. Sends it back Georgia's way. Lovett with 4 kills on the night, hitting .133. Again, makeup of that trio that Tennessee possesses with Fingal, Janasia Moore, 2 of the most experienced hitters combined in the SEC and in the nation. Moore, so much power on that swing. Checks in, a huge kill.
Absolutely. Again, she just came to that front row, and she's going to make a difference when she is on that front row. Huge swing. Georgia's blockers having a really hard time getting all the way out to the pins of Tennessee's hitters because that tempo is so fast, and that's what's making Tennessee successful when they're in system.
Torres to serve. Thrown over off hands from Staunton. Graduate transfer getting more and more involved as this game goes on. That's her 2nd kill.
That was a great swing, high off hands. When you're off the net like that, that's what you have to do. You got to swing the back third of that court, and that's what she did, and luckily she got some hands, and Tennessee wasn't able to get it.
Tom Black confident Staunton still can hit her stride as the season goes along. Moore sneaks it through again. You think you got Fingal going? Take your eyes off Moore for 1 second. Caroline Kerr's going to get her back involved.
Absolutely. And what you're seeing is you're seeing a setter outside hitter matchup, and that's exactly why Caroline Kerr keeps going to Janasia Moore, because we're looking at Clara Brower over there blocking her. There's a big difference.
Overpass up for Moore again.
So dominant. Every game that she plays in, every ball that she touches, she is dominant, and the more and more she swings, the more and more she's proving how effective she is on Tennessee's side.
Defensively and offensively, she's been great at the net, a part of 3 blocks as well. That time connected on the overpass from Georgia. Tennessee in front. Here's Moore again. That time, Bulldogs get hands on it. And then Fingal, no chance to dig that one out. Moore gets stopped initially. Go right back to Morgan Fingal.
I mean, it's really unbelievable the power that she has. I don't know if a TV watched.
She had 50 assists against Florida last week. She's had 3 games with 50 or more assists this season. She's on her way for a 4th. Dialed in this one. A little bit long on that serve. Georgia, much needed point in the 3-0 Tennessee run.
trying to stay aggressive on that back line is what both teams are trying to do right now. So again, we're going to see those missed serves. But right now, it's coming down to the wire. When there's 1 point in between the two, you really got to be consistent.
Wow. More, yes, flushed it through.
There was no blocker to be found on the Georgia side for that swing. She had almost the entire net to swing at. You had Brower on the other side blocking her. That's the matchup that you want to see.
17 kills for Janasia Moore, 18 for Morgan Fingal. Incredible combo tonight, out in full force. Evans gonna get one back here for Georgia. Granberry, sneaky move from the middle. Joust at the net. Free ball for Tennessee as a result.
Wow.
What a set from Kerr. What a finish from Morgan Fingal.
I mean, Tom Black talked about how hard it was to just pair up and match up against Morgan Fingal. But the funny thing is defenders are there and they just cannot stop the power that she has.
Unbelievable serve, too, from Caroline Kerr, almost adjusted in midair. One-handed set to Morgan Fingal. Knew she would be there. Blocked wide, Georgia point. But that's the communication that Caroline Kerr and these experienced hitters have grown. Can be intimidating. Freshmen coming into the mix with the Janasia Moore, Morgan Fingal, who've been here for a long time. Erica Lovett, experienced hitter as well, to develop that communication system.
Absolutely. And I know Coach Eve Rackham-Watt talked about early on in the season how hard Caroline Kerr worked in order to have that seamless transition so that she could step in and really take over without there being a period of time where you have to really trial and error. She stepped in and it's been seamless for sure.
Kerr backs at Fingal. That's blocked wide. Point Tennessee.
Hey, the block was there. It just wasn't necessarily pointed in the right direction. Morgan at this point is really able to swing wherever, and she's able to get points.
Lady Vols by 3. Morgan Fingal up to 20 kills on the night. Evans, off hands, much needed there for Georgia.
That's a great swing, and again, she's the person that we're gonna see, they're gonna go to in these tight situations. It's only 12-14. We're, almost halfway through this set. We've gotta see some people step up and make those big time kills, and that's what Evans can do for this Georgia team.
Casey Evans, 10+ kills every single SEC match. She's hit the 10-kill mark with that one. More involved as the match goes on. Fingal that time is just wide, did not connect the way she intended.
That's a rare error to see by Morgan Fingal, but with the amount of swings that she's taking, her hitting percentage is pretty unbelievable with that .410 hitting percentage. So a little error here and there is okay, but in this set, it's going to be tough.
Fingal's 4th error of the match, 39 total swings. That is served back over the net, pass back over for Tennessee, free ball for Georgia. Blakely got it through. Georgia has put it back even.
And went right back to Blakely. They got that great dig, Tennessee did, but that's what can be really deadly as a volleyball player, is if your mind can catch up to your skill.
3 straight for Georgia. Casey Evans getting comfortable at the service line. Another overpass from Tennessee. Krista Blakely cashes in.
Tennessee team is saying that it could be out, so we'll see. Oof, that was very, very close. I think Coach Eve Rackham-Watt is going to challenge this call.
Neon card came. Decision coming. Stay as is. Blakely got it down the line on the overpass. Tennessee will have to buckle in. A few overpasses have cost them. 4 straight for the Dogs. Chase from the middle. That's at the net, right for Fingal. Uncontested.
Yeah, you can't really put the ball anywhere near Fingal. because you know where it's going. It's going down on the other side, that's for sure.
The easiest of the night for Morgan Fingal. It ends Georgia's 4-0 scoring stretch. We're all squared 15. Fingal picks one up. Love it. Off hands.
Great up.
Great save from Bailey Cox at the net. Short. Tennessee was there anyways. Point Lady Vols. That's 2 straight.
Right now, Georgia is working hard on defense. The problem is they're trying to set up their hitters, but man, it's just so tight to the net. So their hitters really can't do anything with those balls. They got to clean it up in order to beat this Tennessee team right now.
Blakely touched at the net. That's 3 straight for Tennessee. Momentum has swung right back around.
Absolutely. And we're in this back half of...
These teams have been battling into summer through fall. The goal to get to the end of December. Fresh out of the break, Tom Black a chance to talk things through. 3 straight points for Tennessee here in set 4. Evans, a bit off balance on the set from Brower. Chase off the slide.
Wow.
Right to Blakely, who throws it over. Chase again sent back. Can't get it through for a point. Now free ball, Georgia. Blakely, she's had a great point. Fingal from out of nowhere, but it did not go around the antenna. Point Georgia, that's a huge point for the Bulldogs.
That is, what a great defensive effort by this Georgia team. They are not letting up at all.
That ends Tennessee's scoring run. Chase, that time, she's good. Twice got denied from Georgia last point. That time, got through.
In between those 2 plays, you can see Coach Ibrahim-Watt get on to Raven Chase because she knows she can do better and she can put that ball away. And right there, Raven Chase showed how dominant she can be.
8th kill of the night for Chase. She has 9 blocks as well. Fisher is blocked back. Solo effort for Raven Chase. Make it 10 now. The middle shining in the set.
Wow, they called it out. It looked in from our perspective.
Must have gone just wide. Looks like Chase got it clean. Huge swing though to Georgia. The service there sends it right back Tennessee's way.
This is where Georgia really has to clean up their mistakes. If they're going to beat this Tennessee team, they got to go to 5. They got to get the momentum. They got to clean up their errors so that they can beat this Tennessee team. Right now, Tennessee's up by 2.
Torres serving for Tennessee. Good serve, overpass, more. Georgia survives. Good dig from Lovett. Moore got it in.
Unbelievable power that Moore has. There's no denying. When she's in the front row, you know she's in the front row. She's making that super aggressive swing, and even though there is a defender there, there's nothing that they can do.
Picked up from Lovett right at the net. Georgia's going to win that battle. It was anyone's ball. Georgia's the advantage. They're staring right at it.
On that, Sophie Fisher just went up and over Caroline Kerr, which there's a bit of a height difference. I don't know if you can tell or not. So Caroline Kerr had no hope in that one right there.
Earlier tonight, Arkansas took care of business against Alabama. Remain at 2 losses. So Tennessee, they match will stay right there with Arkansas. 1 game less played on Tennessee's end. All business is here though right now for Tennessee. Janisha Moore trying to secure things for the home side.
That's a great swing. Right now, I'm mean, you're looking at 19 kills with a .459 hitting percentage. As an outside who gets a lot of out-of-system balls, that's really unbelievable.
Caroline Kerr to serve. Tennessee by 3. Evans still fighting for Georgia. Bulldogs right in this set. Within 2 now.
This is where I love to see Evans, that little fiery, player coming out, and she's like, we're not done here. That's what she's saying to her team. She's saying we got to keep fighting, we got to keep going, and she's leading the pack with that.
Bulldogs have to get the set to force a decisive 5th. Moore, off hands, yes. So hard to stop. Tennessee 3 points away.
And now Moore comes off the front line, and so Coach Tom Black is like, okay, we can breathe. She's off the front line, but the problem is with Tennessee is you got 3 others coming for you too.
20th kill for Janaisha and Morgan Fingal have combined for 41 of Tennessee's 58 kills. Good combo dig from the Lady Vols. Here's Lovett. Fisher able to keep it around. Evans blocked back for the moment. Lovett, cross-court dugout. Downing was there. Here's Fisher. That is wide. It's long. Point Tennessee.
Tennessee is really closing this gap. So if Georgia's gonna come on, it's gonna be a
get the decision here. He'll stay. Tennessee will keep the 4-point advantage and are 2 away from another SEC victory. Would be their 11th conference play this year. Evans, that's blocked. Tennessee can feel it now. Bit of an exclamation point.
There was no doubt on that block right there. No way that was getting through the block even. What a way to just end the momentum for Georgia. You got 1 point, you finish it right here, and then you're done.
Match point for Tennessee. King off the net. There it is. Tennessee wins in 4. SEC win number 11.
What a fun game to be a part of. Just the all-out, the relentless effort that both teams showed during this. Both teams struggled, both teams did great. It was just a fun match to be a part of, really.
Tennessee closes it down on a 4-0.
स्टूडियो खोरी पाकर
झूठ समान तो भतार तोर खाई रे झूठ समान तो भतार तोर खाई रे झूठ समान तो भतार तोर खाई रे ना मिली मजा तो खूब गोरियाई रे ना मिली मजा तो खूब गोरियाई रे जैसा ढेर हमारा मिली हार जाई रे, तोरा जैसा ढेर हमारा मिली हार जाई रे, तोरा जैसा ढेर हमारा मिली हार जाई रे। झूठ समान तो भतार तोर खाई रे, झूठ समान तो भतार तोर खाई रे, भतार तोर भतार तोर भतार तोर खाई रे।
म्यूजिक बाय सुकेश राय।
झूठ समान तो भतार तोर खाई रे। केतन भतार के बनबे पवित्र, जान जाई सब तोरा का पावे भीतर, जान जाई सब तोरा का पावे भीतर। केतन भतार के बनबे पवित्र, जान जाई सब तोरा का पावे भीतर। सुन जे बिहारी से ते करबे ना सगाई रे, सुन जे बिहारी से ते करबे ना सगाई रे, ज्योति सुकेश जी से करबे ना सगाई रे। झूठ समान तो भतार तोर खाई रे, झूठ समान तो भतार तोर खाई रे।
सत्यम रिकॉर्डिंग स्टूडियो खोरी पाकर।